The Strongest Battlegrounds is dog shit. Did I get your attention? Now, if you want to actually hear my reasons for why your favorite game is shit, you can stay. But if you just want to blindly defend your game, you can leave now and start writing your essay on my incorrect opinions. Here's an idea. If you watch this video to the end and want to write an argument on why I'm wrong, begin your comments with Dear OVO. Alright, let's dive in. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Development time. The Strongest Battlegrounds was hyped up like it was gonna be the best game to ever graze our realm. But it was more like the second coming of Duke Nukem Forever. Development took forever, and what did we get? A game that feels like it was slapped together at the last minute. The updates are sporadic at best. And when they do drop, they're usually very disappointing.
Yeah, the devs promised the world, but all we got was half-baked ideas and broken mechanics. They'll hype up a new character or feature, then delay it for months, only to reach something that barely functions. And don't get me even started on how they balance things. It's like they're playing darts blindfolded.
Speaking of balance, let's move on to point 2. The game is insanely unbalanced. Every new character at release is always stronger than the last. The devs seem to have no clue on how to balance a game that's supposed to be competitive. Instead of actually fixing issues, they just nerf or buff things randomly.
Oh yeah, and let's not forget about the pay-to-win aspects of the game. Want the latest OP character? Better break out that wallet, because grinding for it with in-game currency is like trying to climb Mount Everest without a guide. Near impossible. The game doesn't reward you for skill, it rewards you for spending money, and if you're a free-to-play player, good luck competing with the whales who bought every broken character in the game.
Next up, combat. You'd think that a game called The Strongest Battlegrounds would have, good combat. But no, the combat system is jankier than an unoiled bicycle. Half the time, hits don't even register, and when they do, it feels random as fuck, making combos more luck-based than skill-based. And the hit detection... Don't get me started on the hit detection, man.
The game is filled with hit detection issues, character freezes, glitching through the map. Yeah, none of those stuff have been fixed. The disconnection between the developers and the player base is unreal. They keep making promises and then ghosting us when they can't meet them. At this point, I'm convinced they're just winging it without any real plan.
Now let's address the lovely community. The Strongest Battlegrounds has one of the most toxic player bases on Roblox. And that's saying something. Hop into a match and you'll be greeted by trolls, hackers, and the kind of trash talk that makes Call of Duty lobbies sound like church socials. Actually, wait, no, Call of Duty lobbies were on another level, but still. It's clear that the devs have given up on moderating the game, leaving it to descend into chaos.
And don't even think about reporting someone. You'll have a better luck finding a needle in a haystack than getting a response. The lack of moderation has turned the game into a free-for-all bad behavior. If you're not getting griefed, you're probably getting hacked on by some loser with a third-party script. It's like the devs just turned a blind eye and said, figure it out for yourself.
Finally, let's talk about some communication, or the lack thereof. The devs love to hype up features on Twitter or Discord, but when it comes to actually delivering or updating the community, it's radio silence. It's like they're allergic to transparency. They'll promise the world, but when it's time to deliver, they're nowhere to be found. It's all smoke and mirrors.
The game is filled with hit detection issues, character freezes, glitching through the map. Yeah, none of those stuff have been fixed. The disconnection between the developers and the player base is unreal. They keep making promises and then ghosting us when they can't meet them. At this point, I'm convinced they're just winging it without any real plan.
So there you have it. The Strongest Battlegrounds isn't just bad. It's a dumpster fire of broken promises, unbalanced gameplay, and some of the worst hit detection I've ever seen. If you're still playing the game, I genuinely hope it gets better. Some of you might pose the question, if a game is this unbalanced, why would people still play it? Well, it's because all of this game's players are children. They can't find a better game with less players, and since Roblox's featured page will only show Blocks Roots, The Strongest Battlegrounds, Adopt Me, and other popular games. To a child, that's everything they can play. And so when they start losing, they just buy the Game Pass to beat people who can't afford it. The game isn't popular because of quality. It's because it's profiting off of an audience of children.
And remember, if you made it this far into the video and you think we're wrong, go ahead and start your comments with Dear Obo. I can't wait to hear what you think about this game, if it's actually good or bad. Goodbye, and wait till another Ovo video.